Hello, everyone. This is Quantum Recall Wednesday night stream test. I'm your beleaguered host, Paul Serini. I am so worn out tonight. Seriously. I have had a long marathon day. I've been editing videos so much this week. For real. I started on Monday by doing something I didn't have to do, but I wanted to do it. My buddy Mark is a musician and a producer, and he has this song that I love. And so I was listening to his song in the shower. I've heard this song a million times, and I decided spontaneously to start generating clips with AI and trying to put some kind of cohesive clips over his song. And I sent it to him when I was done. It took me all day Monday. It took me all day. I'm not kidding. And I did so many different clips and so many different variations, and I got so exhausted. And so yesterday I took the day off from clipping and editing, even though I have to do that. And today I decided for the break tomorrow on tomorrow's show, I'm going to have this video I clipped called Day in the Life, where I took tons of clips of my day-to-day doing tons of different things. I splopped them all together. That's the word, splop. I splopped them all together, and they'll hopefully make a pretty good little summary of my day. My life is kind of interesting. I could see how some people would be envious of my life, playing pinball, riding scooters, going down to the chiropractor, going to New Comic Book Day, and buying a bunch of comic books that I don't need. But that's one of the things I like to do. So basically, my life is a very enjoyable medley of hobbies. Cannot complain about that. No, I refuse. I shall not complain about that. But I'm pretty exhausted because I worked for hours and hours and hours this afternoon on editing video. Then I went to dinner with my parents, and I came back here and I wasn't done. I was doing all these things to prepare for the next steps to put these videos out, because I create them in different formats to upload them here and there on social media. Some of them have to have different aspect ratios. And it's just not easy. By golly, it's not easy. What is the deal with the pinball, with the Transformers pinball at 1UP Westminster? Because I've been going there, and the portion where you put your tokens in is totally defective. One of them they have a piece of tape over, because you'll lose your money if you put it on the left. And on the right, you almost lose your money. So what is the deal with that? But so I got a little time in on that pinball today. That was fun. I enjoy that. And I didn't put extensive footage of that, just a moment of that in my video, because this is just like giving people a little exposure of my day. And I rode around on my scooter with my Meta glasses on, which is not what I'm wearing now. I have these are the pair of glasses I was wearing before, but I don't have any shading on them. There's no like reflective on here. So you can see my eyes now. And this is how I want to do the show. I want my eyes visible, but I do want the thicker frame. I think I look cooler. I think I look younger. And I think it's just something that I want to do. And I appreciate doing it. So, ergo, here they are. I'm doing it. I drove around on my scooter, like I was saying, with the Meta glasses, and I was very pleased with how the audio picks up my talking when I'm riding around recording, because you would think there's a lot of wind. I wanted to be able to hear the engine of the scooter faintly, enough to hear like when I'm accelerating and stuff, but have wind blocked and to have my voice very clear. And I have to say, I'm very pleased with how that turned out. And so when it's a 9:16 aspect ratio, and I can't stand that I can't do a horizontal on my scooter, but that's the deal. And so it's a pretty high res for 9:16. So I just zoom it in to get the full 16:9 on my video, and I mixed it simultaneously with my phone doing front-facing recording of me, and then I synchronized it with the audio. And so as I'm talking on my scooter, I'm clipping back and forth to being able to see me, and then also seeing what I'm seeing driving down the road. And so I have these various different niches. Is that how you pronounce plural niche? Niches? hope so. Don't want to sound like a fool. Crash. Don't want to sound like a fool, I say. Niches. So I'm going to like do some vlogging of my scooter trips here and there. And as I make scooter trips, I'm going to be making commentary, and they're not going to be super long. I'm not going to drive myself crazy doing it. I'm having enough trouble creating clips as it is. I'm falling behind, and truly, if I had like a lot of money, one of the things I would absolutely do is I would hire someone to be my clipper, and I would tell them, here's a list of time codes, take these clips out, edit it like this. I will train you how to edit it. And then like every week I'll give you a list of clips I want taken out. And there are different instructions, this version for that, this version for that. And but it's so tedious. Well, actually, I should say it's tedious and it's cumbersome. It's a lot of volume of work. And so like the reason being, in order to get the word for this out there, I can't just be doing these long form shows. The long form show is what I like to do, but it's what has the least likelihood of taking off on its own. I want to introduce people to the short clips and have them like explore further into who I am, what I'm doing, and my thoughts and ideas about things. So look at that over there. It's the Prez of the USA talking to, I don't know who that is. On Alex Jones Network Live. So I just like to keep that show over there. And believe it or not, I might find other live shows that I can put up here on this television. And I can put it on several different televisions. I can also put it on this TV down here. I can have a live feed on it. I can put a live TV feed on any one of these, to be honest with you. But I want the aesthetic to be a certain way. I want the decorations to be a certain way. But as I was saying before, I have a handful of niches that I'm working with here. One of them is the riding of my scooter. Another one is my pinball exploits, which is really something I'm obsessed about. I'm not obsessed about riding my scooter around, but that's just another kind of interesting thing I want to do, is ride around and do commentary on my scooter. And sometimes I will take all of that content, compile it in day in the life videos, and play it on during the breaks on Quantum Recall. And the third is comic book stuff. I have the other show I'm doing in the front room, QR Dizzle, which I'm continuing to improve that one too. So like I have a very full plate, and I've been watching far less TV and devoting more time to video editing, devoting more time to production stuff with these two shows. I got another 2 spotlights out there so that I can light a couple things on my shelf and make them look a little more vibrant and illuminated. I also ordered a neon sign that says QR Dizzle, a green neon sign that I'm going to put up on the wall behind my head in there. So that one's coming along, and these things aren't like enormous leaps in different production things going on. Like I always say in here, there's a lot more difficulty in what I'm doing because of so many more screens is one of the big factors. And I have I have this camera on a slider up here, and that's another production factor. I would love to have a second camera out there with a slider, but then as soon as I start adding another camera and another slider, it's like one more thing you have to set up every time you get the show going. And the spotlights I have are not app controlled. These spotlights are awesome because they are made to illuminate things around the house, like illuminate, picture frames on the wall, or to illuminate plants underneath to give a little accent lighting on these things. They're LED lights, and they have remote controls, but they're not controlled with apps, which is it makes it so easy to get up and running on these things. I'm turning on like my spotlight tonight, and it's a brand called Neewer, which I can't stand the name of their brand. And so when I go to do that, the app on my phone is like, you need to update the app. And it doesn't like let you do it at your own convenience. It's like, you do it now. And when you upload the app, if there's a problem, tough shit. Never mind that it was working before, they force you to update it. And so these Wednesday night stream tests are very important because I have so many different things going on with so many variables that I really like to know that when I come to it tomorrow, most of these things are going to be ironed out. I put new music in there for the breaks. That's another thing I do to prepare for tomorrow. And those videos I got prepared in their own scenes so that when I go to my breaks tomorrow, those videos are in there. I also have to practice a couple more mixing things after this recording is done because I'm having trouble. There are different ways the audio works on this, and it's not strictly through the mixing board. And so I'm trying to refine my approach to just understand what I have to do so that it's sounding good and I'm executing correctly when I'm doing this, because 2 weeks in a row, my show intro audio has been screwed up. It's either been too loud or I'm not understanding how to mix it lower without lowering all of the volume. Like when I'm talking, I don't want to be lowering the volume. And so I have an idea of what I have to do tomorrow, but I'm going to double check that when I finish here tonight. It's like so many dumb things I'm doing. So I'll take this stream test. I'll wrap it up at about 19 and a half minutes. I stay under 20 so that I can upload it to Instagram. But when I upload it to Instagram, I convert it to a 9:16. I keep the wide frame in the center of a 9:16. I keep the 16:9 in the center of a 9:16. And I make the background basically an enlarged visual of the same video with a Gaussian blur, and then I add subtitles to it too. And so the drag about going over 3 minutes with an Instagram clip is that they don't introduce you to a new audience. But it's like, okay, whatever. I still want to have my 20-minute clips there because I do have some friends and people there who are checking out what I do, and so I get it in front of their face. And the stream test goes out tonight to 3 different streaming platforms: YouTube, Rumble, and X. And I've been thinking I'm going to attempt to add Facebook into the mix of these things I'm streaming with because I'm censoring myself anyway. And part of the reason, like, I used to just stream out to X only was like, I don't want to be censored, but I really feel like I'm shooting myself in the foot, not trying to exploit every single streaming mechanism that I can. And I think those are the 4 big ones. So I'm not going to stream live to Instagram because I think they limit the length. And I'm not going to stream live to TikTok. It's just not what I want to do. I'm going to stream out to those 4 main platforms. Facebook is the only one I'm not touching on right now. I did not get my afternoon nap. I can tell that I'm grouchy because I like to get a little afternoon nap. Damn it. Last night, so weird. I'm playing this video tomorrow called The Bible Experience, which is this 3 or 4 minute video where someone generated all these clips from AI that have to do with moments in the Bible, and it is so strange, especially the Revelation clips and seeing all the evil, dark imagery of the devil and stuff in there. And I found it kind of fascinating. I wanted to play it, but I did some research and I can't play the sound on it. So I went around. That reminds me, holy crap, I just remembered. I have to take the sound I generated to play behind that since I can't play the original audio on it. And I have to upload that to my mixer so that it's available tomorrow. Thank goodness I'm describing to you what I'm doing on the show tomorrow because my work's not done here. And it's 8:21. And I like to wind down in the evening. Do you know that? I like to go to my couch and I like to start relaxing on the couch and just chilling out and decompressing. Because I have a lot of things I do earlier in the day. Yes, earlier today I went and did so many things that comprised a full day for me, so that I could take video footage of it and cut that video day in the life so that I can play it on my show tomorrow. It has been a lot of crap. And it's like, it's a lot of crap for not a lot of people listening now. So I'm really hoping that eventually I get a lucky break or something cool happens. Interestingly enough, the QR Dizzle that I did on Saturday night this week got more views during the live stream than I've ever gotten during any live stream I couldn't freaking believe it. It was like over 700 exposures on people's feeds. Not that many people tuned into the stream, but that was a dramatic improvement in the number of people just seeing the stream in their feed. And I attribute that to, I've been going to AI and saying, okay, I said to AI that night, my stream format, here's all the things I'm going to talk about in my show. Would you please make a show announcement that I'll put into my program here, Ecamm Live, that will blast that out to these networks where I'm streaming, and so it writes it all out with hashtags too. I should have remembered tonight to add some hashtags. I think those help. And so it was kind of extraordinary that happened, and I just need more of that and more of that totality. And it's hard building an audience because I don't have a very specific niche, one thing that I'm working on. My attitude is staunch about wanting to talk about anything I want when I want. And so that's just fun. That's the latitude I want to have doing this. I don't want to do one singular niche, but I do have several niches that I'm deliberately targeting in between everything. Like I take specific things out, the comic book reviews, and I will take out pinball stuff that I do, and I'm going to do the scooter stuff as well, and trending topics. I go to AI every week. Last night or the night before last, one of those, I asked AI, what are the top 20 trending topics in the entertainment industry? And it gave me so much boring shit. And I wind up seeing those and I'm like, oh man, that's like what everybody's talking about. And then you wind up being some kind of an echo chamber. And I don't want to just talk about the same crap every week. It just gets old. And so I aspire to do something original, and who knows? Like, so right now I'm going to all this effort and no one's listening. And it is kind of soul crushing on one hand, but it's like, I can't expect the world in one day. I keep hearing the other creators that say, you got to stick with it. You got to hammer it regularly. And you pass these milestones with algorithms and whatnot. And they start giving you more exposure, and they start figuring out more what your audience is and people you can be introduced to. I'm also just concerned that I'm blacklisted because of certain thoughts and ideas that I put out there that aren't right. But I'm going to start wrapping this up now because we're at 18 minutes. And so what I'm going to tell y'all right now is, God bless y'all, quite frankly. That's just so true. I'm just going to say, please go to quantumrecall.tv. Click on this right here, this QR code, and go to my site and follow my social media and just be like, I want to follow that guy. He spends all his free time now producing stuff that no one watches. But I think a lot of it is really well produced. And when some people who like this kind of thing poke their nose into it, they're going to realize that I don't want to just do recordings on my phone and be like, hello, here's my hot take, my low produced hot take. And there you go. Go listen to my hot take and I'll upload it. And that may very well work for some people, and I'm not criticizing them, but I have a love for major production, and so that's what I do here, people. It's what I am doing. So quantumrecall.tv, follow the social media. I'm Paul Serini, your host. Join me tomorrow for the live stream, the Quantum Recall live stream on X, Rumble, and YouTube, 12:30 Mountain Standard Time. However you found me tonight, you can find me tomorrow by those instructions. Peace be with you all.